Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a great day. Let's get into the news of the day. There's a lot going on that kind of shows you what's going on from a regulatory perspective, some gameplay and sportsmanship, gamesmanship going on around that space. Excuse me, and we can tell you about how other countries are looking at crypto and what they might be moving toward. So let's get into Solana. Sorry, but Solana is still not in a good place. The Solana Foundation is still not sure as to why the outage actually happened. Now, I want you to stop and think about this. I told you yesterday that it's been about 2 years and they've had over a dozen different outages, and this one was serious. 20 hours of being frozen, unable to use your assets. That's a big deal. Can you use Solana in a mission critical operation? Right now, my company says no. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But we're going to have to see, can they finally figure out what's going on? Because if they can't figure out why something happened, they can't fix it. So think about that as you start developing your apps. Robinhood, apparently, all the way back in December, they were served by the SEC over their crypto operations as well as some of their crypto listings. The same thing was done by the California Attorney General. And it seems like there's a seriously concerted effort to go up against centralized exchanges, especially the smaller ones. Because if you notice, they're not really hitting the big ones, they're hitting the small ones. And that's something to pay attention to. Why? Because the big ones are backed by big money. Okay, so pay attention to that. I don't know what's to come of it, but I would think that there is a big squeeze going on with Robinhood. This isn't the first time Robinhood's been in a little bit of trouble, so we'll see how this actually pans out. You have a bunch of companies in Japan that have come together, Mitsubishi, Fujitsu, a few others, come together to create what they're calling the Japan Metaverse Economic Zone. Now, I want you to take a step back and I want you to try to put it all together, right? You have other countries that are making serious headway to adopting crypto, and not just adopting crypto, but being fully engaged in crypto. So when you look at the United States and you have misregulation, regulation through enforcement, and just no guardrails, no kind of direction, nothing going on, you sit there and you kind of go, how long is it before crypto companies actually leave the United States? That's really a big question because I told you yesterday, Europe is openly courting, crypto companies based in the United States to go over there. We'll treat you nicer over here than they will over there. That's literally what they're saying. Asia taking huge steps to adopting crypto. Not just adopting crypto, but getting all into the metaverse like that. It makes you stop and wonder. While we're moving backwards in the United States and hampering innovation, other companies are warming up and encouraging that innovation and inviting innovation. That's big. Now, that leads me to Coinbase. Some say, this is a shot across the bow to Binance, and I really don't take it as that. I take it more as a strategic move that Coinbase is going to delist the Paxos issued BUSD or the Binance USD, right? Yeah, it's in partnership with Binance, but it's really Paxos' deal. Anyway, if I stop and look at this properly, well, it's according to plan, right? Coinbase and Circle are behind, the Circle coin, backed by BlackRock. They're in bed with BlackRock, and there's nothing wrong with that. They've been telling their people for a long time, you should move to USDC. Cool, no problem. So beginning March 13th, they're going to, delist BUSD. Not shocking, and it shouldn't be a shock to anybody. But Binance shot back and said, listen, here's the real deal. The United States is taking steps to be totally against crypto, and CZ is on record saying he can see future stable coins being algorithmic and pegged to other fiat other than the US dollar. Think the euro. Now stop and ponder that for a minute. He went on to say that, the once dominant US dollar, is going to lose out to the euro and other fiat. That's not a threat. That's kind of laying it out there. That's the way we're going right now. In the world of crypto, the dollar was dominant, right? And you were going to go after crypto. You were going to use the US dollar. If you're going to have a stable coin, you're going to use the US dollar. But there are stable coins that are going to come out that will be based on the euro, that will be based on other fiat. And could that affect the US dollar in a major fashion? It could. Is that going to affect, crypto adoption? Probably speed it up. Probably positive. Everything that's going on in the United States, going after exchanges that that Gary Gensler doesn't like. That's basically what it comes down to, right? He doesn't like crypto to begin with, but you've got some really big players involved in crypto, which is why he's being very cautious as to who he's going after. But these are the kind of moves that you need to pay attention to. Even Israel, the Bank of Israel, is laying out rules to regulate stablecoins. And this is a country whose banking system is not necessarily friendly toward stablecoins, toward crypto in general. But this is the first step in regulating crypto. So they're going to start with stablecoins, and then they'll move on to the other altcoins, Bitcoin as well. And you'll see how that starts to play out. But you have countries out there that are starting to say, you're not going to be able to get rid of it, so you better figure out how to work with it. That's kind of a better picture in my eyes. Now, this last story has me giggling. And the reason why is because I'm looking at HSBC and they're saying, well, the FCA, or what's it actually stand for? The Financial Conduct Authority recommends not purchasing crypto because it's risky. Getting a mortgage is risky. There are certain vehicles that banks sell that are crazy risky, that make crypto look like a solid bet. Anyway, they're citing the FCA, and they're not going to allow people to purchase crypto using HSBC issued cards. Now, it makes me giggle because HSBC was on the record, I reported on this last year, that they've created an experience within the metaverse in the Sandbox. And guess what? You want to go have that experience? You've got to purchase a pass using crypto. So now I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, the executives at HSBC are directionless. They're directionless when it comes to crypto. And I'm wondering why. It's because they never sat back and actually gave it thought as to what kind of practice they're going to have with regard to crypto. Now, you want to stop crypto? You want to stop being the on-ramp for crypto while Coinbase is trying to become a larger on-ramp for crypto? Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I look at HSBC and I kind of go, so how do you survive in the future? I'm not talking about near term, like next year, 5 years. I'm talking long term. How does HSBC survive without some kind of a crypto play or crypto stance, a solid stance? You're not going to get rid of crypto. That's just a fact. It's stateless. It is stateless, so you're not going to get rid of that. You have your competitors going after crypto, doing crypto things like DeFi and all that other good stuff. What are you doing? You're not sure yet. You're not sure. No idea. You should get an idea. You should really get an idea, and I hope it's a positive one. Hopefully, you become sure-footed in the crypto space and you move on. But right now, I think you have a lot to learn. Anyway, let's get to the numbers, because numbers are interesting. All right. So the fear and greed index yesterday was 50. Now it's 53, moving in a positive direction. I think with all of the, inflation data that came in over the past few days, including yesterday and for the rest of the week, people are sitting back and they're kind of saying, not so sure how to take it, right? People are buying, so the economy's strong, but, PCE numbers came in too hot. Don't know what to make of it. We're in uncharted waters, and that's what really people need to understand. We're really in uncharted waters. This is a really strange time to be in, and it's hard to get it. It's hard to get it right. It's real easy to get it wrong. And I think, caution is going to wind up being key. And I think that's what history is going to show. So something I've been paying attention to, I told you I have a 23,417 number that we need to lock in on, and we've been bouncing around that 23,417 for a minute with regard to Bitcoin. So as we keep playing with that, and as we start to create that new band right there in terms of moving laterally, that's kind of what I'm paying attention to. It's like we're hesitating. We're hesitating to move down. The market doesn't, it's showing me that it doesn't want to move down. Just look at where the crosshairs are. So it went up, went down, went up, came down a little bit, went up, came down a bit, went up, came down. That's great. But we're not seeing down like this. We're not seeing down like this. We're not seeing down like this. What we're seeing is a market that wants to go up. That's what I believe. So I'm just waiting. I'm just straight up DCA, DCA, DCA. That's it. All right. Now, if you want to take a look at the big picture, what it looks like. Bitcoin is at 23,419. It's fighting to stay above that previously set low. Fighting to be there. 25,210 is the next one, and then 20,028 is another one after that. We've got to see a maintenance of above 23,417 before we can hope to see 25,10. And I think that we're going to be here for a little bit. But I will say this. I think that as spring and summer come, I think that's when Bitcoin and altcoins are going to start to take off. That's my thought, or at least that's my investment practice as it is right now. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm investing in that kind of way. I don't know if you noticed, but Stacks down here has dipped hard, and that can be a good reason to get in. Let's see. Let's look at the list, and yeah, we're not doing so hot. We're not doing so hot like at all. You have XRP down to 37. You have Polygon down to $1.22. Just last week it was 30 cents higher. So that's a big drop. That's a mighty drop. But to me, that's an opportunity. That is a big opportunity to me. I'm surprised. Frankly, I'm totally surprised Solana hasn't taken a bigger hit. I really do wonder why Solana is not taking a bigger hit, because you were down for 20 hours and you're still at, $22.26. Interesting. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. If you have any questions, do me a favor, let me know. Drop a note. Let me see if I can answer them, because I like to learn. Anyway, have a good one. Bye-bye.